Hello and welcome to the Fish's Lair, and this is my review of Hell in the Cell 2014. So the kickoff show, it's too bad Bo Dallas got stomped like that, but Mizdow was hilarious. Mizdow, Damien Sandow, come on, you gotta give that guy a shot. I mean, he's doing pretty much anything they're throwing at him now, and he's killing it. People are loving it. Give that guy some props. Let him do some more stuff. Don't just relegate him to that. You know, maybe have him feud with The Miz and destroy him. That would be good. So the first match I was on the card was Dolph Ziggler versus Cesaro. And this might have been the best match of the night in my opinion, just because these guys really showed off their grappling skills. I mean, they did some very classy stuff. And then Cesaro doing power moves, like, what was that? Ziggler pulling the sleeper to Cobra Clutch to front choke to Kimura, or Kimura to front choke, something like that. And then he climbed to the top rope and did the suplex. That was crazy. I mean, I think that was such an exciting match. I really enjoyed that. That was some of their best work, and I was hoping that those two would click like that and they would really shine at the pay-per-view, and they did. And another awesome thing about that match is that Ziggler won 2-0. I mean, he was solid. It showed that he was the Intercontinental Champion, and I really hope that goes further. You know, it'd be good. Have him win the belt. Have him win the championship and the Intercontinental title. There's only been a few people that have had the honor of holding both the Intercontinental and the WWE title. Then there was a Nikki and Brie match. I guess it was okay. You know, they were sisters going at each other. Nikki won. There was a bad suicide dive outside the ring where it looked like Brie did partially a splat and landed on Nikki's leg. Yeah, it did not look good. But, yeah, Nikki won, so now Brie has to be her personal assistant for 30 days, which has so far been fairly funny. Usos, Goldust, and Stardust. Pretty good match. I mean, they worked good together, but it wasn't as good as Ziggler-Cesaro. I think if you would have put these guys at the top of the card, then they would have probably stole the show, but Ziggler stole the show, for sure. Him and Cesaro, they were awesome. So John Cena, Randy Orton, it was pretty... It was standard. It was like a Bret Hart, you know, where he's like, meh, you know. It was classy for the old school guys like that, but and I'm calling them old school, but not really, you know. It was, you know, it was good. It was a good veterans match in the Hell in the Cell, but I don't know, could have been better. Randy Orton was, I'm really liking where Randy Orton is going. Keep this momentum with him, and I think he's going to end up getting the title shot, and Cena will end up going to do movies for a while, maybe come back and fight the Hulkster at WrestleMania. Oh, that would be really boring. The Miz versus Sheamus. And that rolling senton on the floor was pretty crazy. Mizdow was hilarious. Oh man, rolling around and then acting out all the stuff like a puppet or a marionette, whatever. Yeah, that was pretty hilarious. I hope, like I said, I love the guy. I really wish the best for you, Damien Sandow, or whatever your real name is. I don't know personally. The Big Show and Rusev, yet again another turd splat match. Just, no, I'm just so sick of Rusev. Fairly sick of Mark Henry. And the Big Show, he just is doing, he's just kind of doing random stuff. He's a jobber, you know. Sad to say, I love the Big Show. He's super talented, but he's kind of a jobber at the moment. Next match was Paige and AJ for the title. AJ kept it, and it was just a pretty standard match. We got to see the Cesaro swing by Paige to AJ into the barricade. That was about it. Other than that, standard tap out. Paige took a pretty good spill off the barricade, but yeah. Rollins and Ambrose, which some people may say have been the best match. You know, I have to say I might have liked it just a little bit, but I really enjoyed that Dolph Ziggler-Cesaro match, though. I mean, that was good. But yeah, Rollins and Ambrose. You started off, Ambrose is right on top of the cell. People are getting beat down. And then they got to do the nice staged flop through the tables, which they both pretty much take a nice flat flop, except it looked like Ambrose might have hit the back of his head and when he landed flat, and it looked like Seth Rollins might have hurt his arm, landed on his side, kind of. But you could see everyone was moved out of the way. It was a good setup, but it was a good spill, you know. People have been saying the height, whatever, this or that. It was pretty close to Shawn Michaels type height, but Shawn Michaels just took that. These guys, it seemed like they made a pact. It was like, we're both just going to go off the cell into the tables. We'll do it together. Because, they just made this pact to fly off the cage into the tables. It's like, if you're going to do it, I'm going to do it, And they're like, okay, yeah, sure. I mean, for Mick, right? And hits him with the headbutt. He does the flop, and soon after he's fallen to and just splat. And then they're on the stretchers, and they got to get off and fight, and then they're back in the cage, and it's a pretty good fight. You finally get to see just a slobber knocker. No, they have a really great match. This rivalry's been building up, and they could keep doing it, but like I was saying, I think Seth Rollins should either feud with Randy Orton or continue with Ambrose. I think both of those would be good. But if Orton goes for Brock Lesnar, I think that could be interesting too, especially where he's at with things. One thing that I was talking about is, why has Randy Orton not implemented a submission hold into his repertoire? Because he's been around forever, and most people, they get a submission hold so they have multiple ways to win. You don't have to just hit him with the out of nowhere RKO. I mean, it's awesome and everything, but what submission hold do you think Randy Orton should have? Crippler crossface? Anyway, yeah, the finish to that match, though, bad. I think it'll be cool seeing Ambrose and Bray Wyatt fight. I don't know how they're going to work together. I don't even know if they've fought against each other before. That would be something someone could inform me about. But it could be good. You might see some more of this PG era ECW type stuff, like this Hell in a Cell match. No blood, but some really good bumps being taken. I don't know how I feel about Bray Wyatt getting this mystique, like almost like the Undertaker, but they just let him talk on and on and on. They should have him cut so many lines out of his stuff, like pick 4 lines out of this to take out so he can get to the point, because sometimes he kind of rambles on, and I think people are getting just sick of it. People keep saying what. They like Bray Wyatt. They think he's talented. I think he's talented, but sometimes he just needs to get to the point. Say less. He needs to watch some Jake the Snake. Jake the Snake got to the point. Maybe watch some Macho Man, hit up some of this classic stuff and get a few ideas just for structure. I think that would be a smart thing. Dean Ambrose and Bray Wyatt, though, could be a future title thing. Who knows? Once they break up the Wyatt family, what's going to happen with Bray Wyatt? He needs to get something going, some momentum. And they're putting him with probably one of the hottest people, Dean Ambrose, to get it going. And I think if those two have good chemistry, it'll be really good for the company, especially if John Cena might get injured or go away to do whatever, or Brock Lesnar leaving. And I think Seth Rollins, he needs something like a feud with Randy Orton. I think that would be really good. Put those two in maybe an Iron Man match at Survivor Series. See who's the best man. Maybe a 45-minute Iron Man match. Brock Lesnar and John Cena, maybe at that, put them in a street fight. Maybe everyone barred from ring street fight, including Paul Heyman. Have him take the belt, but get injured. Then there's a tournament to see who gets the title, and it comes down to Dean Ambrose and Bray Wyatt. And Bray Wyatt wins, but Seth Rollins cashes in and wins the title. And then you have him feud with Dean Ambrose again, but Bray Wyatt keeps interfering until WrestleMania, Triple Threat. Bray Wyatt, Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose. Not the main event though. The main event will be CM Punk and Stone Cold Steve Austin. Probably not. But before that would be Hulk and Cena. Cena would come back and he'd be like, I'm gonna get the title back again since I wanna be 17-time champion. And that'll be boring. I'm Roy Fei Hong. Have a safe day.